Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Good afternoon. Doing well.
Right on. It's great to hear from you. Are we breathing a sigh of relief on Terence Smith?
Well, absolutely. I mean, anytime you're going through a long season like you are, you always get uptight when you have some challenges, and certainly Tyron's had a few the last couple of years, but it's good to know that he's going to be ready to go Sunday.
Okay, that's great. I wanted to hear that vote of confidence because this morning I saw basically every beat writer was saying Trayvon Diggs and Tyron will be questionable, will be game time decisions, and then Jerry just kind of went, oh, no, they're good. They're ready to rock. So do you feel the same way about Trayvon, that he'll be ready to go?
We feel good about it. It's, obviously a work in progress, but feel good both these guys are going to be out there and be able to play.
All right, and I'd love to ask questions just about you, but you happen to be on the same day that Jerry was on, and one moment this morning I thought was hilarious, and I just wanted to see if it was you that he was mad at. He was talking, and it was clear someone was in the office while he was trying to concentrate, and so we heard this little number as he was banging the desk to get somebody's attention to throw him out. Was that you? Did you get in trouble today?
That wasn't me. I avoided that one, so I don't know who that was, but I'm glad it wasn't meant for me.
Stephen, you guys, we've talked about with Terence Steele and what he's been able to do these last 4 weeks. It has he even exceeded expectations of where you thought he was? Or I mean, I know you can say some positive things about it, but it just seems like that to me. He has just made a big difference in these 4 wins you guys have had here recently.
Well, I'll say this: we certainly had a lot of confidence in Terence. He's made of all the right stuff. He busts his butt every day that he comes to work. He's got the makeup of what you want in one of these one of these NFL one of these NFL tackles. And on top of that, he's got great work ethic. He got great experience last year, which is invaluable. We all know how valuable reps are to players when they're trying to develop, especially young guys, and take that experience he got last year and then build on it with a great off season, getting himself stronger, and then really working well in the preseason. Obviously, Lyle had some limitations there. We weren't rushing Lyle into everything. So, he's really taking advantage of everything. And, you did feel like, there was going to be a good future for Terence, and he's certainly taking advantage of every opportunity.
Well, there are guys like myself that were just all I was doing was spouting, he can't play, he can't play, he can't play. When that happens, do you guys hear that? Or is it just like, Broadus is at it again? I mean, we just got to go forward here. This is what we believe in the player. Does you get I'm not saying you get influenced, but do you guys hear when the negativity about a player's there?
Well, I don't want to bust your bubble, Brian, but I don't think too many of those coaches down there are paying a lot of attention. Not that you don't have a great eye for talent.
I'm just saying to the media. I'm just saying to the media. I'm just saying to the media in general, Stephen. I mean, I set myself up.
So.
I mean,
I don't think
I just included myself in the clown show.
No,
I guess,
I'm playing with you.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, no, I don't think our coaches pay attention to the media, and sometimes. You see things and you just roll your eyes like, where in the hell did that come from? But, obviously we have our own evaluators, whether it's our coaching staff, and then, of course, we got our scouting staff, which also evaluates players every day, and so that we got second opinions. And but we have a great feel organizationally for where we think players are, and do not let, what press or media may have to say about a given player. There's a lot of times they're spot on, whether it's good or bad, and there's other times when you give the, oh, wow, where did that come from?
It's Stephen Jones with us here in your home of the Cowboys 105.3 The Fan. You guys obviously made a very concerted effort in last year's draft to throw a lot of resources at this defense. Can you talk about the returns from Micah Parsons as the 12th overall pick, Osa at 75, Golston at 84, Jabril Cox at 115? You obviously hope to get really positive contributions, but for a bunch of rookies, are they even exceeding what you thought you might get in year one?
Well, you hope that, when you draft this day and time in the salary cap era, especially when you have, a high-end quarterback, which we're so fortunate to have, that's, in a second contract, and you have to make those draft picks work. And obviously we have a lot of resources from an economic standpoint, tied up in the offensive side of the ball. So you've got to hope you can come in and back that up with youth from a draft pick standpoint, as well as getting some value in free agency, which I think, with Dan Quinn sitting down with Will, myself, Jerry, and Mike, and saying, hey, here's my vision for the defense, and here's the type of players we're going to need. I think there was great communication and a great understanding of what we needed, and I think because of that, we did get some really good value in players like Kazee and Curse and Hooker, guys like that to come in, step up. A guy like Urban, a guy like Carlos Watkins, a guy like Basham. All those were valuable players for us this year. And the good news with that draft class, we've got a couple young ones that are going to be coming back. In particular, obviously our second round pick in Kelvin Joseph. It's going to be great to get him back and in the mix as well.
Stephen Jones here with you on the Fan. What's it going to take for the Cowboys to get their first win in New England of the Jones family era? Not since '87. That was crazy to hear that this week.
Well, it was crazy for me too, but then I went back to thinking about it, and I said, yep, I've left that stadium, old Gillette, and the new one, have left up there in Foxborough with a lot of frowns on my face. And, of course, a great organization, a great family-run business. The Kraft family, we have nothing but big respect for the Krafts. And then, of course, we would have went against that quarterback who did most of the he got the best of us in Tom Brady, one of the greatest of all time. And now we're going to go against a coach who's arguably one of the greatest of all time. And they're going to be well coached. They're going to execute. They're going to throw things at you that are going to challenge you. But I like our guys. I like our players. I like our coaching staff. And I think we're going to be prepared and give ourselves every opportunity to go up there and hopefully get a win and break that streak.
It's a streak, and I think there was a spell with Belichick and Brady together. Even though Brady's gone, do you feel like you need to go beat them yourself to sort of shake off the mystique of the Patriot dynasty?
Well, hats off to them. No one what they've accomplished up there under the Kraft family, under Belichick, obviously for a big part of it, Brady. They've just been a dynasty, if you will, and certainly it's going to be you're challenged every time you go up there. I was, even looking at some of Brady's comments before he went up there. There's much respect up there, so well deserved, and we better come in there prepared. I know their record is probably not where they want it to be, but there'll be a big challenge for us, and we're going to have to play our best football if we want to go in there and try to break this streak.
Stephen, I know for a fact that Bill Belichick has a great deal of respect for you and your father. And when you meet with Bill, you see him at owners' meetings and things like that. Is there something you could share with us that you've taken from him? It kind of like, hey, that kind of stuck with me. Something he said that kind of helped me along the way for team building or running your own organization.
Main thing is just how dialed in he is, and his focus on his vision for his team. You can tell he has a plan. He knows the type of players that he's after. We've talked about that. We've talked at times about how we draft players that he likes and would have taken, and vice versa. They draft players that we like and would have taken. And but I think the biggest thing is he's just so committed and a great vision for what he wants to get done. And I think that's a lot of what we're seeing with this Cowboy team this year is, between Kellen, between Dan Quinn, under Mike McCarthy's leadership, I think we've got, a great vision for what we want to be as a football team, and we're executing it.
Well, Steve, then that's a wonderful answer. Do you worry, though, like you say, you look across the field and he's standing there on the other sidelines, do you worry about your coaches trying to do too much? Does that make sense at all? We're battling one of the best all time here, and we just got to kind of hang in there and do what we need to do.
Well, it does make. I certainly see where you're coming from, Brian, but I just think this team that we have this year, they're very confident, and what Kellen has our offense doing, our players on offense are, and same on defense. Very confident in what Dan Quinn has in mind, and then of course all the messaging and all the the things we focus on. I know I read the other day where certainly Belichick's number one all time in the turnover ratio being positive, and right behind him is Mike McCarthy. And I'll give Mike credit. Ever since he's walked in the door, all he's ever preached is the ball, the ball, the ball. And he's number two all time on that ratio. And we all know what that means. When you win that turnover battle, there's a good chance you're going to win an NFL football game. So, I just think we have to stick to what we're doing. We know he's going to challenge us, and but this team has a swag, a confidence. They're playing fast. They're playing with great cadence, and I just think we're up for this battle, and I think we'll play well.
All right, Coach Pittman showed some huge guts going for 2 the other day in Oxford. You sitting there watching that one? Were we okay with that call right there?
Absolutely. I thought it was a great call. I mean, both teams were moving up and down the field. Sure. I think both of them were averaging 8 or 9 yards a play, and I thought it was the right call in there, needing about 2.5 yards to get 2 points. And, it's just unfortunate. You got to hats off to Ole Miss. They made a great defensive play, and the Razorbacks didn't get it in there to win it. But I was all for the call.
Stephen, appreciate your time as always. Give them hell up there. We'll be pulling for you.
Thanks, guys. Always great to be on with you. Have a great weekend.